What's going on, Leo? How are you doing? Hope we're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of August 26th through September 1st, 2024. So, in this reading, Leo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the month, for the week. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming for this week, can't see me. And then we are going to get some advice from your spirit guides and angels and so much more for you regarding August 26th through September 1st, 2024, Leo. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you, Leo, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Leo. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy, but based on the pre-shuffled oracle cards that I have for you, Leo, for the Leo collective, man, there's some sort of unsolved mystery that you really need to hold on to and you really need to fight for. I feel like there's people out there that are trying to take something from you. I feel like there's someone out there, there's people out there, there's forces in this universe out there that are trying to take something from you. They could have already tried to mix you up mentally, emotionally, and it's really time, for some of you Leos out there, I know you got this, but you really are in the fight for your life here. You're in the fight for your own happiness and for your own birthright, for the life that the universe has planned for you. It's not going to come easy this week. Most likely you're going to have to pull through. You're going to have to pull through a lot of chaos this week and fight to the bitter end here because something is worth fighting for apparently. Okay? And I feel like a lot of you maybe, you're like there's something that people are trying to make you give up fighting for or something like that. We're going to go ahead and see. But there's also something about uncovering the truth about your past and being willing to go through paperwork, or there's something about Leo out there listening to me, there's something that was hidden from you. This could be about a person, this could be about you. There's something that's hidden, misinformation, and you need to control this. You need to go into the past and you need to fight for the accurate information about your past. And you need to fight for something big is going on in your life. So, I'll pull the energy and we'll see what's coming through for you this week, Leo. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination. Yeah, there's something crazy going on in your reality this week. This is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts, but you got to fight through it. You got to use that fiery Leo energy here. Hold on. What else we got? Yeah, there's a heartbreaking situation that you're fighting through. This could be people intentionally caused you heartbreak, and they want to see you give up. But you don't give up. God's got your back. You don't give up. Yeah. Wow. There's something about other fire signs going on here. Something about fire sign couple. I'm picking up on Leo big here. Yeah, hold on. Wow. Really interesting energy that you got going on here, Leo. I can tell you for sure that there's a very intense, dramatic, life this week is going to feel real. Wow. Sometimes we talk about God and we talk about, sometimes we don't believe in God because we're living in sin. And let me tell you what's going on in your life here. There's energies of people who didn't believe in God that, or maybe they believed in a type of God that thought it would be okay to commit sin is what I feel here. Let me just tell you from this reading, Leo. I feel that many of you Leos out there have been the victims of people who may do heinous things and then like go to the confession box and think it's okay. I feel that you have been a victim of very sinister energy here. And I want to make this clear that from a vibrational perspective, there is no such thing as evil and sinister energy. There is only energy that has been cut off from source consciousness. There's only energy in the universe that is cut off from God, and so it has to feed on other people's energy. And there's definitely a situation here where something about your past is off, but I feel like it's going to be put right. But as it gets put right, for some of you, it will feel like it's too much for you to handle. There's going to be information coming out that you have better get ready for. This could be a shocking week. And for a lot of you Leos, this is going to be utterly shocking, like a horror, like horrific things about people that have done things to you that you didn't even know was going on. Now it's going to come out, or someone's plan to go against you is now backfiring, is what I really feel, Leo. Okay, so you need to get ready for this victory, but you need to get ready to do things differently now. So let me just show you the cards. So before we get into the tarot, Leo, let me show you. And basically it's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day if you know that there's been people plotting against you and that you are a child of God and you want to see a better world. It's Judgment Day for these people. But, to the same accord, I don't do these readings for people who do. I do the readings for everyone. And so it's Judgment Day. If you've been messing with people, your time's basically up. If you are a Leo, a child of God, then there's some sort of truth coming out that may be very, very, very difficult to deal with. But you need to deal with it. So before we get into the tarot, I'm going to show you these oracle cards that contain the energy that you need more of. These oracle cards will contain the energy that will make you successful for this week, that will lead to your long-term happiness this week, okay? The energy that you need to be in. Let me just show you them consecutively because it will paint the picture. The energy you need more of is control. This is like the King of Swords. You need someone around you, or you yourself need to be very mentally stable at this time, almost to the point of really being strong within the chaos. You need the energy of fighting. There's something you need to fight for here. There's a mental battle going on. There's a battle in the ether. You need control, fighting, and then you need clinging to the past. There's a secret about your past that you weren't aware of. There's a secret about someone's past that you're aware of, that you weren't aware of. For some of you, you were. Like, this reading is coming off as I'm a bit of a psychic investigator for the Leos out there, okay? And yeah, for a lot of you Leos out there, there's something there. Society may have lied to you about something big in your own life, or people have been trying to create a veil of lies around you, and it's time to wake up from that, and it's time to fight for your mind here. Some of you may have been victims of like a psyop and you didn't even know about it. Some of you who participated in psyops and did know about it, well, it's Judgment Day, like I said. But for many of you who are truly doing God's work here, you are gonna witness the wrath of this whole entire universe come upon those who harm the innocent. And this is a week of, you need to be in control, you need to fight, and you need to cling to the past, because there's something that's just not adding up here. There is something that's just not adding up in your life. And I feel that instead of running away from it and cowering away, this is a moment of pain that leads to enlightenment. Now, let me tell you a riddle. Let me tell you a Hebrew riddle that will scare the living hell out of some of you, but for others of you will give you clarity. This reality manifests in threes. The number 3 is a very powerful number. And there's basically this story of there's a rabbi story of Jewish rabbis, right? And in the story it goes like this. 3. One of them died. One of them went crazy. And one of them became enlightened. One of them died. One of them went crazy. And one of them became enlightened. Now, for many of you listening, I feel like you need to decide whether you're going to go crazy or become enlightened here. For most of you, okay? And this is insanity here. This is whatever's going on, it's insanity. Now, remember that the matrix that you're always trying to escape in the outside world sometimes can be a reflection of the matrix within yourself. So perhaps for some of you, this is about really, some of you could have had like memories wiped. Some of you could have, what I get from this reading, Leo, I don't know, some of you could have had like really bad things happen to you or to someone around you that you know about, that you were trying to fight, but you have to now, you're being called to go back into the past, like this reading is giving vibes of like you were like, something really horrible happened to you or someone around you, and the whole family, everyone was blocking it out, and now it's time to like really look at it because you just can't do anything else but look at it. It's the elephant in the room. What's the elephant? There's definitely an elephant in the room here, Leo. And it's time for you to realize really what this universe is about. So let's go ahead and get to this reading. Your opportunity is the Six of Wands here. This is about public victory and success. A lot of you here, the people who tried to plot against you are going to be caught, and you're going to be coming out flawless here. Especially if you're a child of God, you're on team, the hero Chow team, but you're also just someone who is neutral, and you've integrated your light and dark side. I feel like you're someone. I feel like for most of you out there, that the Leos that are really on Team Mystic here, there's something about you've integrated your dark and light side, and you're going to be victorious for that. But people who have not integrated their light and their darkness will only see the darkness within you. There's something about you becoming victorious. Your opportunity is victory, but there's going to be, what I'm predicting is a very, very bittersweet situation here. But it probably will come with pain, but there is a sweetness to this, okay? There's a bittersweet situation here. That's really what I want to say to you. And for a lot of you, it has to do with uncovering information from your past and controlling your mind and not letting anyone control your mind. Because remember, most of us we're incarnated, we're sent into school. That is basically, if you've went through childhood and you've made it into an adult, like you basically made it through prison already to a certain degree. So you need to realize that losing an illusion makes you wiser than finding a truth. And that's what I want you to remind yourself, that the energy that you need more of is control, fighting, and clinging to the past. So I feel like there's the main thing is not to go crazy. For some of you, you do need to really get your hands on some sort of information, like a document, or you need to do figure out who you really are. Like there's something weird going on. But for many of you here, you got to remind yourself this week, Leo, that losing an illusion makes you wiser than finding a truth. Everyone is already basically enlightened. It's just that we have all of these anchors weighing us down. So it's time to cut the chains of the anchor. But I feel that for some of you, you may be in a compromise situation where in order to cut the chain of the anchor, it's going to be really bad in some sort of way. But remember that, what goes down must come up. What goes up must come down. There is always a balancing force. There is no, this universe is magical and special. And I want you to remember that, like through this week, through whatever's going on, I do feel like there's a big opportunity here for you to succeed through this adversity for most of you listening to this. So your challenge is the Queen of Pentacles here. There could be a complication with money. There could be a complication with a woman with money. There could be someone withholding your money. Some of you could have gotten your inheritance stolen. You didn't know it. Some of you, there's something along the lines of that, or there's some sort of weird situation with money. But your challenge could be that some of you Leos, it's like there's a challenge that you may come out victorious in a very tricky situation when it has to do with money. And the truth, like they say, first pisses you off, but then it sets you free. So this week I feel like, but for many of you as the energy reads right now, you're not going to be able to see through this illusion. So that's why the energy that you need more of is control, fighting, and clinging to the past. Literally trust no one. Trust nobody right now. Because you need to be able to do that. Because some of you, it's like, you know, what this reading is about is this. People are great on their own. You meet someone and it's just you and them talking, they're great. You could disagree about everything, but you know what? Like we were here in the same time, space, reality, we're talking, just me and you, we're great. But as soon as people start to group up, things get crazy. And obviously as a human, we're a group species. That's not going anywhere. We're going to continue to group up. But what I'm saying is that there's been some sort of grouping here that it would be wise for you to detach yourself from, even if it's just mentally. Give of your hands, give of your head, but don't give of your heart to this wickedness. And that's really what I feel. I had something else to say, but it went away. So there's, your challenges, depending on which side of the spectrum that you're on. If you've been scheming and you've been trying to steal money, I feel like that money is going to be taken from you. But for most of you, you need to disregard that, Leo. And for most of you blessed, chosen one, childs of God, Leos, listening to this, you're about to get a bag or something. There could be people trying to withhold money from you, but it's not going to work. There could be people trying to play with your money in a negative way, but you're going to come out victorious from this, Leo. I promise you. If you're a chosen child of God here, if you want to create a new earth, you're gonna come out victorious. Yeah, it's over for these people. But the problem is that many of you Leos are in bed with these people, or like you are. It's like that, like you're gonna have to. Some of you need to like. This is like the Truman Show. You ever seen the Truman Show? Well, you need to watch that this week. Pinkies up. And so let me show you what I'm really getting on about here, okay? Some of you, yes, this is your overall general energy. The King of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Two of Swords here. So I feel like for many of you here, there's definitely a pretty dramatic situation that either you or people are going to be in denial about, and that's why the energy you need more of is clinging to the past, fighting, and control. Like, don't let any sort of dramatic illusion be cast over you. You really need to get to the facts here, but I feel like God is clearing this out for you. Now, it's interesting because there's something about like a fire sign. There's something about like a fire sign couple, or because that's in your overall general energy. And then in what you don't see coming, you have the Three of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands here. So I feel like there's a painful situation that's actually gonna set you free. And like if you can somehow, I'm not gonna say reframe this, but if you can somehow sink into your authenticity, Leo, I feel like there's a very nasty situation coming to an end. Like the parable, the Hanged Man card is the centerpiece to this reading, and the Hanged Man comes right before the Death card, which is about death, transformation, and rebirth. And then you have the Queen of Wands here. But the interesting thing is that you have the King of Wands in your overall general energy, you have the Queen of Wands in what you don't see coming. So there's something about a fire sign couple that's going to come out that is going to really disturb you for some of you, and you're going to be receiving victory over the situation. You're going to be witnessing the universe get divine justice. But for many of you, it's like, for some of you need to run away if you've made a deal with the devil here. Some of you need to run away if you've made a deal with the devil here. But I don't like, for most of you, they're running. Like for most of the audience, like there's people who are going to try to. There's people who I feel are within the justice system, like working both sides against you in some sort of way that you didn't even know about. I feel like there's evidence that's trying to be thrown out right now, but it's too late, because I wouldn't be saying this if God couldn't see it. I wouldn't be channeling this if God couldn't see it. And if God can see it, because like I said, my Father's really here now. My real Father's here now. So it wouldn't be being channeled if it wasn't real. So, some of you need to just detach yourself and take like a run away from someone, because that's really all you can do. Or some of you just need to wait for the bad guys to get like arrested here. I swear to God. And then like in your advice here, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Six of Swords. So in some sort of way here, I feel like, your advice is that you do have protection from the higher ups here. I feel that. This is the Nine of Pentacles, having to do with independence, someone who is abundant, someone who can come and go as they please. And it's interesting to me, like the Hierophants here, there's something definitely going on with money that's a challenging situation. There can be people around you at this time that are compromised. There can be people trying to compromise you, but I don't think it's going to work. There can be people around you who have been doing really messed up stuff to you for a long time that are now compromised. But the sad thing is that they're, from this reading, there's something about people trying to frame innocent people as the perpetrator. There's something about people committing some sort of crime, some sort of thing with money, some sort of negative thing. They are the ones that are doing it. They think they're all good and that they can get away with it. Now that they realize, oh my God, this is coming out, we can't get away with it. Now let's go ahead and blame the very people that we actually hurt, that we stole from. Let's cast this illusion and make them the bad guy now. So that's just not going to work. Like the energy that this reading is giving is very gaslighting energy, and some of you have such loyalty to people who have been gaslighting you your whole life, and that's a sad truth that you need to wake up from here. And the energy that this reading is giving is like literally, like just as an analogy, like you're walking down the street, someone freaking breaks your leg, you start being like, yo, what the fuck is, like, what's wrong with you? Like, oh my God, I can't even like walk now. And then they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Shut up. Don't cry. Don't be mad. That's a microaggression. Like literally this reading, you're walking down the street, someone swings a baseball bat at your leg, breaks it, you're on the ground crying, and you're like, screw you, you flip them off, and then you're like, and then these people that literally just broke your leg are like, did you just flip me off? You're the bad guy this whole time. There's some sort of psyop. I'm sorry. The gig is up. Anthony, what's going on here? It's over now. It's over now. And some of you need to reconsider your alliances at this time. But for some of you, it's you need to wake up. Because guess what, Leo? You have the Six of Wands here. Some of you divine chosen earth angels are protected here. Oh, yes, you are. Some of you, there's nothing that anyone can do to stop God's plan for you. But to all you Ishmael hitters, good night.